So,
Hello.
peace.
We just saw Godzilla.
Yeah, we did.
And one thing I have to say first. That was a good rubber costume, I think.
Yeah.
That was really good
I've never seen a rubber costume of that impeccable quality.
They really put a lot of effort into that.
They're just getting so you can just show so much emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, I could imagine the amount of time that they took putting the makeup on and
his makeup was impeccable.
yeah.
That
it's
eyeliner.
It's like gums flapped when he roared. It was
I was impressed by who was playing Godzilla. It was Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was playing. I mean, you could kind of see the facial resemblance, but we're not holding that against.
I mean, didn't Bruce Willis? He just said a couple months ago he was done with action movies.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
So,
he goes and does this.
But it's Godzilla. I mean, you kind of have to.
it's
You get the opportunity.
when someone presents the opportunity to be Godzilla, you don't really have a choice.
It is a very prestigious acting position.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's along with your Hamlets and your.
All right, but really, what do we think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think that they did a very, very good job making Godzilla metal as shit.
Yes, definitely.
That was fucking metal.
Yeah.
That was just like.
Remember, this is spoiler free.
Okay,
spoiler free.
We'll do the spoiler
we're doing spoilers
version
afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So keep
Two
it
separate ones.
spoiler free.
Yeah.
Okay. Metal
Well,
is
it's gonna
shit.
be so vague.
Godzilla was vaguely fucking metal.
Godzilla was vaguely kicking everyone's ass.
Yes.
It's very metal for a giant underground monster.
Wait, is it spoilers telling them that Godzilla was in the movie?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So
The title
Godzilla,
character did in fact appear.
at some point, Godzilla shows up and he does shit that's
But
metal.
I think that is an adequate point because it is at some point.
Yeah.
He's not all the way through the movie. So if
No.
you're
So
anticipating
he's
that,
Yeah.
a minor. I wouldn't say he's a
Well, he
minor
got enough
character.
screen time.
Yeah, there was screen time, but it wasn't like, oh,
turn
this
his
is a
fucking air conditioning up.
this isn't a day in the life of Godzilla. This is
Yeah.
Godzilla goes to the NBA.
It was a disaster. It was a disaster movie
Yes.
about Godzilla.
Yeah.
And Godzilla
But
was a participant in the play, but he wasn't the lead actor.
Well, he was like a superhero in this movie.
Yeah,
He
well,
was.
he was like a superhero, but most superhero movies focus on the life of the superhero.
Yeah.
It was more like,
It's like a movie where it's like if the Avengers was about the people in the city when everything was going down.
it's like
We didn't get a lot of Godzilla backstory. At least.
It's like-
well, I mean, some, but
Well,
Yeah, well, they gave us a reason why he was there.
Yeah.
It was kind of
there was a montage in the beginning.
he's a dinosaur.
It was kind of like if Twister was like Twister, except you're rooting for the tornado to kill everybody.
Yeah, but the tornado. Yeah,
I thought you meant the game Twister.
but that would be like.
Well, that would be even cooler, but
Godzilla left paw red.
Well, that would be but Godzilla had a purpose. In his
Yeah.
destruction.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. He wasn't there to fuck any people. He didn't give a shit about them.
It was a little odd how
Much
accommodating
he didn't seem to
Godzilla
care.
was.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you are around me. I will
Say,
not."
Fran, I like your falafel. We'll do this later. I'm not fucking you up. We're
Except
good.
for the one point where he was like, "Fuck your bridge." That's a
They were shooting
spoiler.
at him. They were shooting at him.
True.
They were shooting at him.
All right. Godzilla didn't necessarily destroy any bridge.
It's vague.
And-
It might have been a bridge.
He maybe has
Well,
vaguely in San Francisco.
You didn't say what bridge though. It could be a real little wooden bridge.
You're right.
That was
There was no significance to the
Godzilla's
bridge.
paws are large, a small wooden bridge.
Could have been a really big bridge, maybe the biggest in the world, maybe.
Or
Or it could have been a really small bridge. Or not.
it could have been a fuchsia bridge.
Yes.
A fuchsia door bridge.
It could have been a bridge in a song.
It
A
could have-
metaphorical bridge.
You know what? It was
He really
the song
tore
of
up
love.
that bridge.
Yeah.
Well, but really,
It was pretty metal. So.
really, this was a love story, I would say.
A love story?
The naturalistic nature of Godzilla
Well,
and
no.
the world.
There was underarching love
My
theme.
There
God.
was a love theme, that's true.
There was a love theme.
Between multiple
Now-
groups of people.
It wasn't necessarily a love theme that the world wanted to accept.
No.
I mean,
Godzilla sure didn't want to accept
I think this is really a movie about interracial marriage
it. Why do you say that?
or gay marriage, but probably interracial.
I think you're reaching a little bit.
Yeah.
I am reaching.
But it was obviously a heterosexual marriage.
Yeah, it was heteros. That
Well,
you know what?
actually-
That's what bothered me.
Well, they weren't-
Something was bothering me.
What?
They were shoving heterosexual marriage down our throats.
Motherfuckers, that you're right.
We'll explain in the spoilers video.
Yeah, but they weren't married under the eyes of God.
Ah, so they weren't married, thus they had to die.
Yes.
Godzilla did not approve of their sex before marriage.
Yeah,
So
that's
they
the
had
whole
to
point of the movie.
We'll
See,
cover
look-
that in
Okay,
the
we need to talk
spoilers.
about that at that.
Can we just talk about that now and then put that in this, like, cut it in?
All right.
Because we have the ability to cut. That's the amazing.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so
Wait, let's cut. I think they did have like some shitty music used though.
yeah.
All right, this is back to regular review.
Back to regular review.
Yeah, like a lot of the romance scenes, like.
Yeah, the music was kind of lame.
The music was lame. I don't think that was Hans.
It's not gonna win best score for sure.
Could win best sound design though, because that was some fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
so
was
like
pretty good.
the sound in general was good except for the music.
And a lot of times, less is more was very apparent there.
Yeah.
Like it was being silent, like guys, were, and then they have a big blah.
Yeah, you know, you really had some good
Yeah.
peaks and valleys with
And it
both
wasn't-
the audio and the visual.
Yeah, we had one jump scare,
Yeah, one jump scare.
a bird scare. But
I think
Yeah.
they used their time very effectively too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I looked at my phone and it was only like 7:20 and
dare
we had
you.
already.
How
Excuse
dare you? We were watching a movie and they told us explicitly
Yeah.
to turn off our devices.
it's fucked up.
I had to take my birth control. So
Oh,
I'll whip it out in front of the president. Take
Man.
my damn birth control.
I mean, Godzilla had me horny though.
Oh my god.
Well, I think it had some good homages to the original too.
Yeah, it did.
Like they said, the first bomb went off 1954.
Yeah, it was all a
first
reference to
song.
the original.
I'm surprised because when Bryan Cranston, like when they first saw Bryan Cranston, it was 1999. I swear they're gonna put in 98 just for
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
98 Godzilla.
Yeah,
They should've
you
done
know,
that. They're like, let's not do that.
I like that they weren't very particularly attached to characters.
Yeah.
Not a spoiler.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I find it interesting that most of the audio sections for the whole movie came from like the first 30 minutes or 40 minutes of the movie.
The most what?
Most of the audio snippets for the ads.
Oh yeah.
It was
yeah.
mostly like just the beginning.
A lot of the trailers spliced together look like Bryan Cranston is in this
Yeah.
entire movie.
Bryan Cranston is not in the movie a lot.
No.
And
not in the entire
I
movie.
feel like all the good acting was done in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I
very
did think
true.
I think it got somewhat over the top though, a little bit.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, he did such a good job in Breaking Bad, being intense.
I mean, I
let's
think-
just make him intense nonstop for
Yeah.
every single line
Yeah,
he says."
He was fucking intense the entire time.
Well, I think that was that can be attributed to his character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he became so much about his goal that he
That
kind
is
of
true.
lost sight about everything around him.
I think he did a good
So-
job. It's just like everyone else is kind of like emotionless about it. Definitely
Yeah.
Ken Watanabe or
Yeah.
Watanabe.
So like,
Yeah.
He
I
was
guess
like-
it
he was
was a little out of place because
yeah, he was like screaming.
Yeah, because everyone else was
just
so full
yeah.
of
like,
emotion.
oh, well,
Fucking stop
he's
screaming.
fucking screaming. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
There's like that one time where they like put the eye drops in for, I don't even remember what the son's name was. Ford. Yeah.
His first
It
name
was like,
Ford.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I'm calling him Ford.
Brody.
Yeah, like his wife.
Ford Chevrolet.
his
yeah.
wife-
It's Brody. Ford Brody.
Then why was his wife calling him Ford?
Because his first name is Ford.
Oh, I thought his last name was Ford.
No.
Ford is a terrible first name.
They
Yeah.
kept calling him Lieutenant Brody.
I was like, why?
So,
That's what I was
last
thinking. I was
name.
like, why is his wife calling him by his last name? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
Ford.
Ford. Oh, I'm glad to see you, Ford. Yeah.
And their son had such a normal name. Ford and L.
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 They're just like,
Yeah,
fuck you.
yeah, that's a normal name for a boy. L. Yeah.
No,
No, it was the
Al
wife.
was the wife.
L was the wife.
Oh,
And
okay.
Sam
I
was
thought
the
you said his
son.
son.
Yeah, and they're like,
Apparently, I'm the only one that picked up on all the character names.
I don't remember names usually. I
I'm
only
terrible.
needed to remember one name, and that was Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Praise be.
Praise be.
Godzilla.
Church of Godzilla.
Godzilla's life.
The first Godzilla just crashing through the city. Hello, have you can you take a moment to talk about accepting me into your life?
Wonder how many people Godzilla killed compared to Superman and Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yay, Godzilla. But it's like, he's fucking, like, even
Yeah.
exiting the premise, he's fucking shit up.
I did not expect them to be so happy about Godzilla.
Yeah.
They were really accepting of Godzilla, which is weird.
It was
because
weird.
in every single other Godzilla movie,
They're
they're like,
fuck that guy. He's
Even- and
there and he's
Yeah.
fighting
Yeah.
that shit.
But
But the
still
moment
try to
he's
blow him
done,
up.
the moment he's done fighting, kill him.
or no, even while he's fighting, they still
Yeah.
try to blow him up in the old movies.
Just blow everything up. We don't know.
They don't give a fuck. They're like, it's a monster, let's kill it, which does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the few movies where they were like, well, let's do everything we can to not nuke people.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like Cloverfield, like, fuck it, nuke them. Like, every movie is, like, the automatic go-to is, that shit can kill everybody, nuke it, get it off this planet.
Well, Ken Watanabe pulled the Hiroshima card and got
Yeah.
them to feel like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
Like, they're like, shit, we did that.
God damn it, that...
Gotta bring that up.
Yeah, so, you know, there was
really-
a bit of discussion about, you know, politics between
Yeah.
the United States and Japan.
And it is all the fault of humans in the first place because of nuclear
Yeah, the whole thing is like, oh, they were like fucking
Yeah.
feeding it, like, nuke shit.
It's like the original movie, how like the original movie was like kind of Godzilla was a metaphor for nuclear power and nuclear use.
Yep.
But in this, it was like kind of sort of a metaphor.
Sort
It's
of.
a lot looser.
It was a lot vaguer
Yeah.
of a metaphor.
Yeah. And vague, by vague, we don't want to spoil it. I mean, it was actually vague.
Yeah,
For realsies.
yeah.
But what do you think of Aaron Taylor Johnson's acting? You thought it was good,
Yeah.
decent,
No,
good enough,
good enough.
good enough.
Not bad enough to take you out of the movie.
A lot better than Matthew Broderick. Let's say
Yeah.
that. A lot better than Matthew Broderick.
I mean, he didn't really set the bar very high, though.
I mean, I don't feel like we really got a lot of character development for Ford. Like that, for
Yeah.
all I know, that could have been Aaron Taylor Johnson. That could have been his personality.
Yeah, there
So I
was.
don't feel like Ford was really that much of a character. I
As-
mean, he didn't really have many motivations.
Bryan Cranston's
we never got,
character is
you
one of
know.
our characters.
He would be like, yeah, I gotta get somewhere, and then he kind of just blew it off. He was like,
Yeah.
I gotta get somewhere, but now I have to do this thing.
Yeah, like really, what did
I
he
guess I'm
learn
gonna do
from
this thing then.
What did he learn from this experience? He didn't have any motivations.
Yeah,
you
there
know.
wasn't a
At
character
one
arc.
at one
Yeah.
point, he was kind of like, "Oh shit, my dad was right," but then you know he didn't use that to change himself or use that as
Yeah, he was
motivation.
just
Really, there weren't any character arcs.
Yeah.
I can't think of
Not at all.
anyone who grew or learned anything from this.
Yeah.
Other than everybody learning that Godzilla is metal as shit. And if you fuck with him,
Yeah.
he will kill you in the most metal way possible.
See, in the original movie, you had like the major conflict was there was a scientist.
Should we use this nuclear
Yeah,
bomb,
or the
should we use
oxygen
the
destroyer.
oxygen destroyer?
And,
he
yeah,
went to his grave, taking the secret for the oxygen destroyer with him, because he would not allow anybody to use
which
that
is
weapon.
a metaphor for the nuclear bomb.
Exactly. And in this case, it was like, well, you probably shouldn't use the nuke. And he was like, I think we will because we
Yeah.
have to. And he was like, but it won't work. And he was like, yeah, it will. And he's like, well, please don't. And he was like,
And then he pulled the Hiroshima card.
and he's like, I'm going to. And it's like, well, Hiroshima. And he's like, oh,
Still
good.
gonna do it.
Still gonna do it, but thanks for that, asshole. If it doesn't work, we'll go with your plan and not do anything.
Yeah, and not do anything. That was his plan.
Yeah.
That
What's
was
your
the
plan? My plan is he's an alpha predator.
And he'll fuck them up. Believe
Yeah,
me.
I mean,
He's metal
but
as
to
shit.
be fair,
Believe me, he's
to
metal.
be fair,
They're like, we don't believe he's metal. That metal.
yeah,
He was.
to be fair, the plan worked. He was metal and he fucked shit up.
I think that's pretty obvious. I don't
Yeah.
think that's a spoiler.
That's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
So,
I think the directing was really nice.
yeah,
too.
the directing was
Some great shots,
done.
like when they were coming into the city.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was great.
I mean, they had some pretty cool transitions, like the school bus moving.
Oh yeah, that was the main one
Yeah.
I thought of too.
I mean, overall, like cinematically, it was well done. The director of photography knew his way around the camera, really knew what he was trying to tell visually. Really, the story was told visually more than through acting. I think they could have like cut the characters out and just like had made it like, hey, here's a camera showing shit going on.
Yeah, but that would have been Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like.
Cloverfield had a story,
Yeah.
and it was like there was an arc, a character arc, but there was no character arc whatsoever in this.
I don't know. Cloverfield had a character arc?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while. So.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it was a love story. Like, they had motivation for doing the things that they were doing. They were trying to rescue people. You know, they were trying to
The battery's
escape.
about to run out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's pause it. And
All right,
we'll
pause.
change the battery.
Say though. No.
I was saying to finish up.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I'd give it 8 Godzillas out of 10 Godzillas.
I would give it on a scale of pink Power Ranger to white Power Ranger. I think it was probably a red Power Ranger.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably do.
Red Power Rangers.
I don't know. I'd probably. Yeah, probably 8 out of 10. I would say 7 because it's not really my genre, but
8 out of 10 what? Give it something
why?
like on a scale of like Dave Matthews Band to Hootie and the Blowfish, you know?
Hootie and the Blowfish being the best.
Better than Dave Matthews Band, I guess. For like jam band rock, like on a scale of like, I don't know, fucking Dave Matthews Band to Pearl Jam. Like, what are we talking?
I don't know.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else to say? Oh, okay. Let's. So spoilers.
Spoilers.
Will be on the other channel. It's called Team Trex.
Yeah, Team T-Rex.
All right, it'll be in the description.
Team Tyrannosaurus.
Yes. And
Tyrannosaurus.
Obligatory.
and we'll be more reviews coming up, right?
Yes, there will be many
Hopefully-
more reviews.
Hopefully X-Men.
If we're lucky. We're going to be doing both good reviews and bad reviews.
Yeah.
So the goal is that we will just see everything. I think we want to see Other Woman the D. Is that our goal, to see Other Woman the D?
What was the scary one?
I don't want to see Cameron Diaz. Oh god. And we'll hopefully get the rest of the group here.
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah.
Many more people. Maybe a bigger car.
Do you want to introduce yourselves? Or are you just gonna...
Allow me to introduce myself.
Well, they already fucking know who I am.
Yeah. Alright, well, I am KG.
I'm AGB.
I'm Haley. Hi. I don't have an acronym.
Our acronyms are just our initials.
Well, if your initials are H-A-H, you're
That's not me.
All right.
Sup.
Bye.
Bye.